unborn babies being born today, destroyed still by the damages of Agent Orange. So please stay with me in a moment of silence to just remember and to say thank you, so that we know we're fighting for the right thing.
We're here with Dorothy, and she's one of the main organizers here today for the March Against Monsanto event. Wow, what do you think of this turnout?
I'm actually blown away. We knew we were going to have big numbers, but to have these numbers.
How long have you been working towards this?
About 7 weeks ago. Tammy Monroe Canal, she's in Utah, and she put out the idea. Emily Rensink, she got on board, and then she put it out. And then about 7 weeks, we've all been working on it. And they're actually on the global level, and I'm just here in LA, so.
Well, here in LA was a good place to be. It was a fantastic day.
We actually heard that we were the largest.
What can we do from here after we've now marched? We're here at City Hall. What's next?
Honestly, the best things you can do is call your senator, call and demand change, sign petitions, hook up with labeled GMOs, make your difference in your kitchen. People can't necessarily just be organic overnight because they don't have the budget. Little by little, we grow organic, we become organic. Even if you have apartments, there's websites that offer numerous ways. Just do whatever you can to be as organic as you can.
I think that's important. Baby steps are still steps. Hi, we're here with Laura. Hi.
Hi.
Tell us, what do you think about GMOs?
I think they're absolutely horrible, honestly. It's very unfortunate that the human race has gotten to this point where we have chemicals in our food and that it's so difficult to actually just be clean and healthy and sustaining the environment. It's wrong to support it, I think.
What are you doing to not support it?
I actually always shop at the farmers market and make sure to just support the farmers doing what they can to support non-GMO and keeping the environment sustainable because it obviously really needs it.
We're here with Kane. What a display. He's very popular here for the picture taking. What do you really think about Monsanto? Tell us.
Okay. As far as Monsanto and GMOs, I can separate the two. Let's say GMOs were good for us. Well, Monsanto has no business messing with our food. Look at their history. They started, the first thing they got really known for was Agent Orange. What the F? People are still messed up from that today and suffering. And that's the people that we're letting mess with our food? That's insane. So I'm no genius, but this is tripping me out that people accept this. So what do I think about Monsanto? They need to be gone, dissolved, nothing. Where they don't even need to have a little office making ant spray. That's what I want. Gone.
That's good. Thank you for being here and supporting.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you'll be next. Okay.
Oh my God. Claudia, I noticed this sign. It's very graphic here. Tell us, when did you learn about GMOs?
It was about 3 years ago. I was actually feeling a little bit sick myself and wondering what the reason was. And I started watching what I was eating and organic versus not organic. And then I started investigating non-organic foods. And I came upon articles on GMO foods and I started reading more and more about it. And that's kind of how I fell into it.
I think 3 years seems to be a good mark for people. That's about when I found out about it too.
Yeah.
And so what do you do now to try and avoid them?
Primarily, I try to eat organic foods whenever I can, and even eating out is more difficult not to get GMOs. But as you can see from this is the only long-term study done on GMOs on lab rats in France. It was a study that was done for 1 year. This is the result of it. About 60% of the lab rats developed cancer after a year. With people, it might take longer, but eventually it will get us as it did the rats.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, thank you for being here, Claudia.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're here with Patrick and Jamie. They are volunteers here for the March Against Monsanto. How many people turned out today, you think?
It's supposed to be around 3,000.
Awesome. Thank you for all your work that you do. We're here with with Leslie, and I actually noticed your sign when you walk by. It says, "Organic vines make great wines." And I'm a wine drinker, as many of you know.
Actually, if I could grow my own orchard, if I could grow my own vineyard, I would definitely do so. But one of the things that when you're talking about GMOs and looking at seeds and different ways to get our own food processes, community gardens. If we as a community could come together and grow our own food sources, we would know where the seeds came from. We would know who was growing it, what pesticides they were using. We would know what types of organisms are actually growing in the soils. And if you know the story of Stone Soup, it's kind of a devious little guy. Is there was a man who used to go from town to town and he had a rock. And he would take his rock and he would say, with this rock I can make the best soup in the world.
And could he?
Everybody said, well, how can you make soup out of a rock? And he says, well, I have my rock, you have water. She has a pot. If we take her pot and your water and my rock, we can make the best soup in the world. Other people saw this and they thought, well, wait a minute, I have potatoes. If we add my potatoes with her water and her pot and his rock, we can make a whole great soup together. And then the people who had carrots joined in and said, if we bring my carrots and her potatoes and her water and her pot and my rock, we can make a great soup. Eventually, it became the whole community that came together to make one great soup.
Well, I want some of that soup.
It's the whole idea of the melting pots, the whole idea of community gardening to make one great thing. But if you add the GMOs in, now you've got a poison for the entire system.
You know, we should all get together and have a garden, and someone tends to it each week, trade off, take turns. How do you think someone should get involved doing something like that?
There are a couple of different areas that are around here that have large plots of land that don't have anybody growing anything on them but weeds. Let's petition. Let's ask the communities that surround that area if we can either buy the land, or while they're waiting for somebody to buy it, we can grow on it. It's the voices that bring us together, and it's the voices that speak out against tyranny. It's the voices that ask if we can do something better to create something that would benefit our neighborhoods, benefit our communities, and benefit each other.
Well said. Community gardens. I'm up for that. We're here with Kirk from labelgmos.org. When did you learn about GMOs?
Years ago, when I started reading about what was going on in the Midwest as far as all the farmers having to fold under pressure with the political strong maneuver that they're pulling on these farmers, and I started to realize what was going on with the cornfields up in the Midwest when I was living out there. So that was probably about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. So you've known a while.
I think the last push was great as far as the 37 in California, and it kind of got the nation really going, hey, what's GMOs? What is that? This push here and what we're doing in the next couple years, I think it's starting to hit a tipping point, and people are really starting to realize what's going on.
It's so great. Yeah, Prop 37 definitely brought awareness. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis with labelgmos.org?
What I do with them is local leader here at downtown LA, and I just try to help as far as events, getting people aware. That's the main thing. You can see that people are like, oh, what is GMO? Like what? And that's where we come in. Like, here it is, no pressure. We're not gonna say, oh, it's bad, don't do it. It's more like, hey, this is what's going on. There's so many different things they're doing with different corporations. Like, how about Pepsi using aborted fetus cells for some of their ingredients? That alone should be enough to get people to shake an awareness in them.
Yikes, I'm so happy I don't drink soda. There's so much information online. I was just researching it last night, and it was amazing how much is actually out there now.
It's almost to the point where you can't stop it.
And lines of people to sign up and give their email information.
And that's where it starts. It's people like this that want to sign up, they want to volunteer, they want to help, they want to create awareness, and they want to learn as well. We help bridge people to become more aware and more informed as far as GMOs are concerned.
So great. Thank you so much. Get involved.
Get involved.
Wow, what an event. I am so inspired by how many people showed up. And that's what it was meant to do. It can't just stop here. It was to bring awareness and inspire people to take action and educate, because we have to keep moving forward. We need to stand up and be counted, because we do count. We're here. And once you know, you can't not know. I'm Green with Tiffany. I'll see you next time.